What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to join me for the show. Honestly, it means so much to me, and I know it's just a lovely Friday, and I hope you're having a great Friday, and I have some more clips and shows coming out later, and I'll probably be doing a lot of stuff this weekend because there's just too much to talk about. There's too much going on in the news, if we could just be real for a minute, and just really sad. I did a live stream yesterday, and watched the whole Biden speech and was live for it, and then I watched Jen Psaki as always. I felt like that was like one of the worst speeches I've ever heard, considering the horror that took place that day. Oh my God. I don't know if you heard that. That was Siri listening. She doesn't know how to respond to that. Just technology freaks me out. They're always listening. But we have a now death toll of people are reporting up to 200 people died. 200 people died in a blast. And that speech was not full of empathy, wasn't well worded. It was a nothing burger. It was just, he said that we're going to go after these guys. I don't know what that means. Does that mean suicide bomb? Does that mean sending in drone strikes, which that's what I'm assuming? Or does that mean this whole ploy was a way to go back to war in Afghanistan? Anyways, we pretended we were going to get out, but now we're going to go back in. I don't know. I think time will tell, obviously. But the death toll is up to 200 people now. We have more servicemen died in one sitting than in 2011, August 2011, and it was just a terrible day. 200 people died in that blast, and it could have been prevented. You had all these people standing at a gate. You had all these people crammed together days on end, and it didn't take a genius to go, I wonder if a terrorist is going to try to blow up these people. A terrorist. You know, we've spent 20 years in a region of suicide bombs, IEDs, free crazy people just shooting people, horror, cutting off heads, cutting off honor killings of women, raping women. We spent all this time in an area where this was just prevalent. And now and then we got to the point where we just pulled out and we're like, no, we're going to work with them. We're going to figure out all these things. We're going to send them money. We're going to we're going to accidentally leave all our equipment, our guns and, Bradley vehicles and, our aircraft. We're going to leave, huge aircrafts. And now they have an Air Force. God, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos of them trying to fly Black Hawks, but it's pretty bad. But also, it's also just embarrassing. And then we put everyone in this crowded city in front of a gate, and we don't know who's coming through. Let's just be real. If you think you trust the government that is doing a great job with this whole situation, and you think that maybe a couple of terrible people didn't slip through the process and go into some of these countries, I mean, come on. It doesn't take a genius to be like, I bet somebody messed up on something and there's somebody here that shouldn't be here. Now we have reports of up to 1,000 Americans still in Afghanistan. This is going to be one of the largest hostage crises ever. And people are laughing about it. Kamala Harris, before she answered a question, as always, she did her nervous laugh the other day coming at the airport before she came home. You have Biden just sort of lackadaisically answering questions, getting mad at Peter Doocy, who questioned Biden on his comments about Trump when he's the one in president. I think a lot, and I watched a lot of Democrats say things on Twitter yesterday about saying the hashtag I stand with Biden was being pushed around everywhere. And I wrote a tweet like, tell me you're in a political party without telling me, a political tribe without telling me you're in a political tribe. This is what I'm so annoyed at our culture right now. There's such a line in the sand, and there's no empathy, there's no logic, there's no reason anymore. You have to, if your guy's in power, you have to stand by that person no matter what, no matter how terrible of a situation is. You just stand by that person. You're not allowed to call out people. You're not allowed to say things because you don't want any negative press. It's all about the polling. It's all about the negative press. It's all about politics. People, I stand with Biden. Why? What has he done in this situation that makes you go, you know what? He's doing all that he can. There's so many people online that they talk about, we don't want a more Monday morning quarterback, the whole situation. Well, some of us are just living regular jobs, and then we can see that maybe, putting a bunch of people in one area and giving up one of the best air bases that has better defense situation, and then putting them all in this international crappy airport and wondering, it's only a matter of time before someone dies because this is insane. Again, 1,000 Americans are still stranded. 200 people are suspected to be killed by this blast. 200 people. I stand with Joe Biden. You're nuts. Why? I hate this political tribeness that we can't just have logical conversations. It's the same thing with COVID. It's like, if you're a liberal, you just spout things without any kind of information to back your sense up. You just say things, and you're just like, well, this is the science. You're like, well, what about this doctor doing this? And like, that's incredibly dangerous. Like, I have like liberal friends that like openly mock ivermectin. Even if ivermectin doesn't work, who gives a crap? Why don't you just see? People are so quick to just try to make people look stupid, feel stupid, and be a part of their tribe so they have some kind of basis to work out of, that they can't even look at something like a death toll of 200 people and go, wow, Biden, you totally effed this situation up. You should have done this better. They're like, no, we're standing with Biden in this moment. But I want to get you to this clip. This clip that's being passed around from, when is it? June 23rd. And this is our great general, Mr. White Rage himself, Milley, being asked about Bagram Airport. Let's ask this incredible military strategist.
Is it at all possible to keep Bagram Air Force Base?
Could I make a comment, Secretary? So a couple of quick comments here. On Bagram, is not necessary tactically or operationally for what we're going to try to do here with Afghanistan. Consolidate on Kabul in support of their government.
Oh, okay, so we know some of the people in charge of that and thought that was a good idea. Are we going to hold these people accountable to their actions? No. We should. A lot of people should be fired. A lot of people should be gotten rid of. The swamp should have been drained. But no, we kept these people in power. We allowed them to continue to lie to us constantly, lie to us about wars, and lie to us of what's going on. I'm just over it. I'm over it. I think right now there's zero faith in our intelligence community and the powers that be in the military for strategery and intelligence. And I don't know if you're like me, I'm just drained. I'm just drained and tired of the constant lies and the mismanagement and being made to look stupid in front of the world stage. I mean, I don't understand how you can look at our situation right now and not just feel like an idiot. You just feel like, why did I even trust these people? And right now, trust is the thing that's being pushed around. People aren't trusting medical advice anymore. People aren't trusting the government anymore. People aren't trusting our military anymore. People aren't trusting cops anymore. People aren't trusting anyone anymore because people's lives and their built-up glass house has been torn down and shattered, and they don't know what to do about it. I've said this over and over and over again. Do not put your faith and hope and everything into politics, into politicians, into military, into the police, into anything. Don't expect someone to be good or know what they're doing, because they'll fail you. Find a place that you can have hope. Find a place that you can have community. Find a place that brings you joy, because these people, they don't know what they're doing. I mean, come on. They might know a little bit more than you because that's their job, but do their actions speak louder than their words? Never. I mean, the constant flip-flopping on the CDC, the constant wars we just start and then we just leave and it's just chaos when we leave. If that's not an indication that maybe we should just stop doing that, I don't know what isn't. Destroying countries, leaving them a mess. I mean, if you see some of the videos that come out of Afghanistan right now, it's going to get worse. You think a bunch of Taliban and ISIS they're just going to, they're going to be good people to some of these 1,000 American citizens that apparently we gave the names to Taliban to. Like, hey, here's some names. Come, will you help us find these people? What a stupid, idiotic thing to do. And I'm not an intelligence officer. I'm just a logical, thinking human being like you that would see something like giving names of people that potentially helped the American military, helped the American intelligence community, that obviously don't like the Taliban. You just gave the Taliban their names. So right now, this week, trust has been shattered. In more ways, it was the health community. Now it's military. Now it's our intelligence. And the only way for these communities to gain trust back is to be authentic, honest, have empathy, and real, and give information back to the American people and treat them like adults as opposed to a need-to-know basis or idiots. Look, I get reports from people that are in hospitals that are begging for ivermectin, hydrochloroquine, and the medical community is just laughing at these people. We're no longer empathetic towards normal, everyday human beings. If it's out of mind, out of sight. Or if they have a different political faction, they're from a different political party, we no longer care about their feelings, who they are as people, and we're dividing more and more as a country, and it makes me sad. I'm at the point now where I'm like, I don't even know if I can have a conversation with people anymore without somebody losing their freaking mind. You can't even have a normal conversation with people anymore. You can't just talk about politics or talk about controversial issues anymore with people just on edge. I'm over it. I need a community of people that can talk about things that they thought Trump did bad, and they talk about things that Biden did bad, and they're okay. They're not just on edge and losing their freaking minds. Can't you just look at something that doesn't look good and say it's not good, and not think about, wait, is this the guy I support? I don't want to say that then. Or I'm not going to engage in that conversation because, well, it makes the person I voted for look bad, and that's more important to me than actually calling out evil. Anyways, so that's our great white rage general saying, you know what, why would we give up this? We're going to give up Bagram because it's not in our interest. It's not part of our plan. That's kind of a dumb idea. Why would you suggest that? I wonder if he's thinking about his decision. Is this on purpose? Is this not on purpose? Everything about it just seems so dumb that it makes you go, either you guys are mishandling and so dumb that it's unbelievable, or you did it on purpose. Because no one strategically looks at Kabul airport and goes, let's house thousands of people around the airport and expect nothing to happen. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank God this clip was resurfaced. Shout out to the internets. They're always undefeated. I got more information coming out later. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And as always, I'll see you on the next episode of The Derek Show.